You're listening to Optional Opinions, the only podcast made by average dudes for average Joes. So quit listening, Herbert.
House of the Dragon, episode 10. We're all here. I'm Brandon.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Davis. This was the season finale.
Yeah.
How did, I guess, on a, how do we want to compare this? With this season finale, well, I guess first of all, are you interested and planning to be watching the next seasons?
Yeah, that's a definite yes for me.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know. It'd be pretty hard, I think, for someone to see the season finale and just not care about what happens. I don't know.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I agree. And you guys might have talked about this last time. I didn't hear your recap of the Rings of Power finale, but should we talk about it or start off by saying, was House of the Dragon better or worse than Rings of Power?
It was better. There's not really a question in my mind.
Not very surprised.
Same. I also agree.
Okay. I kind of agree. I mean, I've said this before, but it feels a little like comparing apples to oranges because House of the Dragon is very like kind of political moves, a lot of, just kind of political maneuvering and seeing what you can do with allies and stuff. It's a little more like House of Cards, but with dragons. And Rings of Power, I think, is a lot more just kind of epic fantasy. Like, we're in this world. This is what's happening.
Pretty generous.
This is what's happening with the.
I mean, I think by definition it was an epic.
Like, I know. It was a joke.
Okay.
So yeah, it was. The question isn't as cut and dry for me as it is you guys. I will say, Kenzie said she liked Rings of Power more because
as a whole show or just the last episode?
As a whole show, because she said that there's a lot of like, and it is kind of true. She said there are a lot of episodes of House of the Dragon where you're kind of halfway through and you don't realize it, or you're watching and you're like, oh crap, it's already been 30 minutes or whatever, and we haven't feel like nothing's really happened. So it was definitely slower, which I think the first few episodes of Rings of Power were slow as well, and just kind of establishing the world and where everybody is and what's happening. But at the same time, it picked up a lot, and so did House of the Dragon, but obviously not as much as Kenzie would have liked. So
yeah, I could see that, especially because like if you're not really that big into like political dramas or the politics of everything, then I 100% understand. But I really enjoy it. Like, I loved House of Cards. Like, the first couple seasons of that show, like, were phenomenal. And that's like very much, well, it's all politics and, who can get the most power and be cutthroat. And so,
yeah,
I definitely see that perspective for sure, because it is very political. Yeah. And I went on Twitter too, because I was like curious like about what other people thought, because I mean, there's only three of us and Davis enjoys it and me and Brandon kind of don't. So I was wondering if that's like the same sentiment on like social media, and it seemed to be that way. There's a lot of people that enjoyed it and a lot of people that thought it was pretty mid. So I think it's a pretty good, there's probably more people that like it than didn't. So I think that's good. And I'm sure, I mean, it's already greenlit for X amount of seasons. I don't even know how many, but there's definitely
like
more.
3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 3 or 4, but yeah, I think you're right. But man, I thought the writing of House of the Dragon was just so excellent. But it kind of has to be when it's like political, because if it's not good, then it's just like,
right.
It's so hard to watch. So
yeah, that's true. It was, like I said, for me, I think House of the Dragon wins it. But I will say, I think just like from a kind of filmmaking perspective, I think, I don't know, this might be kind of controversial, but I think just completely by how it looks, I think Rings of Power looked better.
Well, I mean, they had like what, a $500 million budget.
Yeah, so,
I mean, so
like
did,
it
so did House of the
should have.
Dragon, though. So did House of
Yeah.
the Dragon.
They had similar budgets. I thought Rings of Power was the most expensive TV show.
I mean, it might be,
produced.
but if anyone in the House of the Dragon was like, we need more money, HBO would be like, sure. They had a blank check. I mean, come on.
Yeah. This was so the Rings of Power.
I guess budget, I don't know that for sure, but like I'm pretty confident. At least they will going forward.
I mean, I don't know. I couldn't
another like important point is that the Rings of Power had an insane budget, but a lot of that was investment in future seasons. Like their future seasons are going to cost significantly less than this first season because they spent a lot of money doing the crazy shoots in the crazy places, establishing all these things. And then they built all their set pieces. And so like all this stuff that happened is like, there's a lot of one-time costs associated with Rings of Power, the first season. That's true. House of the Dragon, I think a lot of their costs are coming from CGI. So, you know, it's kind of different. House of the Dragon, I think, will be consistently very expensive, where Rings of Power will get less and less expensive.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So, according to Google, Rings of Power was expected to be in the range of $100 to $150 million per season. And I'm scrolling down, and I think this is on IGN's Facebook page, so definitely take this with a grain of salt. But apparently Rings of Power cost almost $60 million per episode, which is almost double the price of Stranger Things Season 4 episodes and quadruple the cost of episodes in Game of Thrones' final season. And then House of the Dragon, according to The Hollywood Reporter, cost nearly $20 million per episode.
Oh, wow. That's like significantly less.
Yeah, I did not realize, but
I feel like I have heard that 60 mil per episode before. So, I mean, it's definitely still take it with a grain of salt, but
yeah.
Either way, it'd be interesting to see when there's 4 seasons, you divide total cost per total episodes, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if their costs are coming down like that much though. Like what'd you say, 20 million per episode?
Yeah, 20 million per episode for House of Dragon.
Especially with inflation, dude.
Well, I don't think House of Dragons episodes are going down. That's what I was saying.
I know. I'm saying Rings of Power. I don't think they're going to go down to 20. I could be wrong.
Probably not 20. You're right. Probably not 20. But I guess I don't know.
So, I mean, if the Rings of Power didn't look incredible, I feel like I'd be really questioning where their money went. But yeah, you're not wrong. It definitely was visually more stunning. The CGI was phenomenal. I wish they spent a little more on the art, like style, like for like the different cities, because like they all kind of look the same. They all looked good, but they all just, you couldn't really tell one city from another. Like just from like a panorama shot of the cities, they all like had very similar architecture. So I wish, because like in Lord of the Rings, like each elven city is very unique, and it's like pretty obvious which one you're looking at. So that's one area that I wish that they spent a little bit more effort on.
Yeah, well, I feel like we talk about this every single time we talk about Rings of Power, but part of it is just it's the cost of creating a show for, like, trying to create a show for pretty much everybody. Means that, like, if you do have the stuff that's like fan service for, like, oh wow, they got this really right, you're confusing other fans who are just kind of casual, like, wait, are these elves still? Like, what's happening? I don't know. I don't understand. But we don't have to talk about it more because you guys already did that. So, or at least I'm assuming.
Yep, we did.
Okay.
In great detail.
I think we really missed you in that one. We needed a positive opinion.
A positive.
Kyle, you tried. I will say, Kyle tried.
I did try.
Like, I could hear the hesitation in rebutting everything I was saying, but
I just know listening to other podcasts is not interesting when it's all the same point of view. So.
Well, I will say I actually watched House of the Dragon or the Rings of Power finale with Kenzie on a plane, and I liked it a whole lot. I thought the finale was great. The Sauron ending, or the Sauron surprise, was kind of unexpected. Brandon, I think you kind of primed me for like, this guy's not what we think he is. But yeah, it was. I liked it a lot. I liked that show. I definitely will be watching the next season or seasons.
I probably won't be.
Great. I'll do my own podcast about it.
You guys can do that if you want. Because I feel like at that point I would just be like hate watching it, you know, like watching it just to hate on it, and I don't have time for that.
not that he doesn't want to do it. It's just that he does his busy schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, House of the Dragon. I don't know. I do have a question, but it's kind of getting a little granular. Did anybody think? I guess at what point did we think, or did you think that Jacaerys is the little one?
Yeah,
got chomped. At what point in the episode did you think that he was going to die?
I mean, we all said he was going to die like 3 episodes ago.
I'm kind of mad about it though.
I think because me and Kenzie, I think I want to say when Rhaenyra was giving them the like just the letters, I was like, he's gonna die.
The second they volunteered, or Luke volunteered them to go out and like send messages, I knew one of them was dying. For sure one of them was dying. Yeah. And I didn't want it to be Jace. I really like Jace. Poor kid.
he's just
hey, Kyle,
his best out there.
You know my theory. If there's no body, he's still alive.
I think theory works.
I think if you freeze framed it,
yeah.
If you freeze framed it, man, you might see some
bits,
pieces of a body.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Which is sad, but not completely unexpected.
But man, that's what I meant by like when you asked if you're going to be watching the next season. Like, I don't know how you watch that last 5 minutes and don't watch the next episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Lord of the Rings necessarily ended in that kind of way where it's like things are about to go crazy, and you know. So that's why I think, like, if you got this far and you watch the episode, I don't think there's any way you don't watch the next couple.
Yeah,
at least the next one.
If you got this far and you're not at least interested,
right? Like, oh man, when it's like you just know it's going to be all at war, and like, oh man, it was such a cool scene with the dragons kind of fighting each other in the sky and all the clouds and disappearing, and it was like straight up aerial warfare. It was like so well done. That was like such a cool scene.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was also kind of depressing. I will say I was not expecting the whole like dragon fight thing, which that was a cool part of it. And for me, and they kind of touched on this in the little behind the scenes thing they do at the end, but for me, that whole sequence, like as soon as he shows up and he's in the rain and Vagar, Aemon's dragon, is there and is just, you know, the second biggest dragon in the history of the world.
Is it the second? I thought it was the biggest.
It is the second because I saw a Reddit post on the Game of Thrones subreddit that gave a map of like every the size of every dragon, basically, or like it compared the sizes.
Isn't that the one that Damon was like going to to see? Isn't that the biggest dragon?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That thing looked gnarly.
Yeah, I
be.
think because that's the one that I'm pretty sure that was like rumored to be alive, but nobody knew exactly.
I thought that was Vagar.
No, I think it's the one that Damon went and saw this
Valerian?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, that thing looked sick, man.
I
don't know that that's true, but that's kind of what I assumed when I saw it. Because, like, otherwise, why would he be,
Well,
Right.
so I assumed it was like Vagar was the largest dragon that they alluded to in the beginning of the show. And then this one that he went to was one of the wild dragons that they had mentioned about taming, but it's like no one ever sees it, so no one realized how big it was, kind of thing. That was the impression that I got, because I feel like if that was the biggest one in the meeting, he would have been like, and we have the biggest dragon on this island that we can go and try and tame. But he just said there's 3 wild dragons on this island.
Yeah.
I don't know that like that seems like a card you keep pretty close to your chest. Like it just speaking in terms of strategy and like that's if I was Damon, I wouldn't be telling anyone except maybe Rhaenyra that was the case, because that's like you keep that in the back pocket and you don't let anyone know, because it changes people's strategies completely.
Yeah, to surrender.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, maybe not just straight up surrender, but like it's different when it is a threat versus not, because you'll handle situations completely different. So
yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to find out for sure. But
Okay.
I'd love to see that Reddit post.
I just sent it to you guys. I'm doing research, meaning I'm looking at the comments of this post. Balerion.
That's journalistic integrity right there.
I guess I'm assuming this is all from the books, but Balerion the Black Dread is the biggest dragon, which is bigger than Vagar. But this comment says, I really wish we get a flashback scene in House of the Dragon where we see Balerion the Black Dread alive and flying around. And I think, because the next comment said, would you be surprised if we get a whole series revolving around the Black Dread? And then another comment said, a show about Aegon's conquest. I'm so down. So I think Balerion was Aegon, like the original Aegon the Conqueror's dragon. And that's what he took the Iron Throne with. I don't know exactly all the lore, but so I don't know. That could be a different dragon entirely. Either way, it's a massive dragon. So
it looks sick.
Yeah,
it does. It looks gnarly.
Yeah, and actually, so kind of going back to the last 5 minutes of the episode, I think they were shot really well, because, like we said, as soon as he got volunteered, I was like, oh, he's dead. Like, he's not going to make it. And he got on his dragon, he got there, and even when he got off the dragon, I was like, wow, that's a small dragon. Like, which is, still saying so. Like, it's obviously very, it's a big creature, but compared to the other dragons that we've seen, it's really not. So, I think it just kind of totally captures, his feelings of, I'm just a kid. Like, I'm trying to do this for my mom. I'm trying to do the best I can. Here's what here's what I'm supposed to say. And then going out of there, it felt like the whole scene, it was just kind of it felt like a psychological thriller almost, of like, you're constantly worried, like, what's going to happen? Where is this going to come from? Because it's happening, but it's just like, where is this going to come from? What dumb thing? Like, is he just going to fall off the dragon? Is the Lord going to be there?
I thought that might happen. I was going to be so ticked if it actually happened.
If he just falls
too
off.
windy and he just falls off.
Yeah. That would be funny. I
thought it might happen, but
yeah, it was a little unexpected. when I forget even who he was visiting. Was it Lord Aaron or Aaron Hall? Heron
It was
Hall?
Baratheon.
Oh, it was Baratheon. But Baratheon was like, yeah, I don't. When Aemon kind of started egging him on, it was like, you owe me an eye and all this stuff. And Baratheon was like, listen, like I'm not gonna have, like, we're not fighting a war in my castle right now. Like, you guys take care of this somewhere else. Um, which was kind of unexpected. Like, part of me was expecting, I think when it first happened, I was mostly, or when they first got volunteered, I was expecting, oh, he's going to show up to whoever, the Lord of whoever, and that Lord is going to be like, oh, stupid kid, like telling me what you think I can and can't do. Like, we'll send your head back in a box or whatever, and show the queen what, like, what she should, how she should respect us and whatever. Um, I was not expecting it to be Aemon finally getting his revenge. Kind of. Do you think?
No, he definitely. It was not intentional.
Right. I think the killing wasn't. I guess this might be an interesting hypothesis, but what do you? How do you think he's going to react in the future, or like moving forward from that moment? Do you think he's going to own it and say, "This was a mistake, but I am justified now, and like this kid took my eye and I took his life, and that's the cost of messing with the prince or whatever." Like, um, the illegitimate son had no right to uh, be asking for support or whatever. Do you think he takes that, or do you think he's gonna try and hide it and be like, "Oh, he just fell off his dragon. I don't know what happened."
I think he's gonna own it and pretend that it was like on purpose, like that he killed him on purpose.
I don't think so. I don't think he's that
Heartless.
Dumb. I don't know. I think maybe that's not the right word. I don't know what the right word is, but he's much more tactical than that. I think.
I don't think it makes sense for him to try and like, well, I didn't mean to kill him. Like, that doesn't help like Rhaenyra feel any better. This doesn't make them feel any better towards him. Like, I feel like the only advantageous thing for him to do is to kind of lean into it and just be like, yeah, I killed him. That's what happens. I like kind of like Lannister pays his debts, like, or whatever. Like he maimed me and now he's dead. And it helps fuel his, I don't know, like his persona, and makes people more fearful of him.
Yeah, but I think he knows that what the king and what Alicent are trying to do, and that they extended a hand of, there is a peaceful option. And so I don't think he wants to be the one that single-handedly started the war, because that's what is happening. Because that was his eye, and that whole thing was already settled because Alicent like put a dagger through Rhaenyra's arm. I mean, like, somebody else paid a price for that. That wasn't like, that situation was resolved in itself. He was just being kind of a dick in that moment. And he knew he was just, he's just like, this kid's a little kid. I'm just going to mess with him because I can. And so I don't know. I don't think he'd be like, yeah, I started the war. I killed the kid. I don't know. I think he's smarter than that. Because
I mean, what would be the benefit to like being honest? Like, I mean, who does that help? It doesn't help anyone.
The thing is, the accidents do happen, and obviously in this case it's going to be a war regardless, but I think the way that he's treated by those surrounding him, especially everyone in power, it's a big difference between an accident and, yes, I purposely did that. So, I mean,
maybe he tells like his mom directly, like, yeah, it was an accident. But I don't know. I feel like it's more advantageous for him to have that persona of like, or he could even like claim self-defense because the kid like Dracarys his dragon first or whatever,
Well, that's the interesting part too, is that he didn't. Like, the dragon did it anyway, but towards the end, like, it seemed like he'd gotten away, and Arax comes up and shoots fire in Vagar's face. And the whole time, Jace is like, "No, like listen to me, stop, like turn around." All this stuff, which was also kind of interesting to me because it's two kids really who don't completely have control of their dragons.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying is like he could spin it as like he attacked me first.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, though, just kind of.
I think it's very clear that that's not what happened, especially with what happened in the Baratheon's castle. Like it's very clear what was going on. Like I don't think he can just be like, "Oh yeah, he attacked me," and then everyone in the Baratheon's like, "Yeah, that's not what happened for sure." That kid is not that dumb,
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's also, I think he's loyal enough. And we know that he has that sense of duty, unlike Aegon, his older brother, that I think he would go back to King's Landing and immediately go to his mom, or probably just his mom and Hightower, and be like, so this happened. This is like, this is what happened. How do we spin this? What do we want to do, basically? And then take his marching orders from them. I think he's still kind of in that.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I guess that's kind of what I meant when I don't think he's going to claim it as he did it on purpose, is when he goes back and talks to like the council or the specific smaller group. So like, I think, yeah, maybe they do decide that, okay, he claimed it on purpose, or, they try and spin it that it was on purpose. But
see, yeah, I guess I was thinking more of like just in like general terms is like how it's going to get back to Rhaenyra.
Yeah, well, that was the one question I had was after it happened.
Same.
I was like,
I know where you're going.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Like how did anybody know? Because this just happened in the clouds. Like I don't know what. Like so, maybe somebody sees, like maybe dragon chunks wash ashore. I guess you could infer what happened, but like nobody saw for sure. Oh, this is like he attacked him, and maybe that's what he was saying. Just like, hey, they found dragon chunks and not a kid. So, or
no body, no death.
They found dragon chunks and kid chunks. So,
yep, he's dead then.
Yeah, I think it very easily, like, the next episode, this is like one of those things that they can easily handle with one line of dialogue, like, oh, I didn't trust him, so I followed him, or something, or I was like hiding, or somebody was following him hiding, or like his future wife. Doesn't she have a dragon? I don't remember. Or no, that's the older one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
know. They could figure out a way to solve that with a simple line of dialogue. Hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, how the heck did anyone know?
Well, yeah, I think it also wouldn't be that hard to just say, like, that might become a point of contention, like in the next season, is Aemond saying like the narrative being, oh, well, I didn't do anything. Like I have no idea what happened. He just disappeared. Like I don't know. I was there the whole, like I was just flying back, and I don't know what happened, and just straight up denying it, which I don't know, sounds kind of dumb because I don't know what could chop a dragon in half other than a bigger dragon. Yeah. But yeah, I think there are a lot of ways that they could go with this. And yeah, it just makes it interesting, and it's another thing that they added to the mix. So I guess, well, here's a question: without the last 5 minutes, how do you think the episode was as a whole? Or I mean, have we talked about how it was as a whole, just in general?
No, I don't think we have, and that is something I wanted to get to. I did feel slightly underwhelmed with this episode. I was really, and I had mentioned this in the past episodes, I was really hoping for like civil war to like happen this season, because that's kind of what I came into the show expecting. I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll get a little bit the last episode. And we didn't really get any of that. And so I think that's more on me and my expectations for the show. But I will say, this last episode felt a little slower, and I wish that there had been a little bit more depth in the last, or a little bit more action in than just the last 5 minutes. I will say, I think that even though it was slow, the writing was phenomenal as it paralleled the first episode extraordinarily well. And Rhaenyra's like basically and like swap places with her dad, like having to cremate her son, her dead son, or I don't know if they spelled it out if it was a boy or girl, but
it was a boy.
Yeah, and so like the cremation process and the whole like not wanting, she'd made it very clear in the very first episode, like, oh, I don't want to have kids. Like that's dumb. It makes like you, I don't know if she said weak or whatever, but like it was a very like defining feature of like young Rhaenyra, and like then kind of coming full circle where she's like having kids and she's in an extraordinarily weak point in like weak moment where she's like giving birth essentially, and like there's like a usurper on the throne and all the important conversations are like happening and she can't be a part of it, and so she finds herself in this very vulnerable place. And so I don't know, I just felt like the parallelism and the themes just wrapping themselves up very well. But besides that, it was pretty slow.
Yeah, I really like this episode. Again, I guess it goes back to if you like the politics of it all and not.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it was pretty heavy on that. But it's kind of exactly what I expected, because this is episode 9, we got a full Hightower, their point of view. So I figured this episode would be Rhaenyra's point of view. I kind of figured they would do, since it was a whole episode without them, I figured it'd be the same thing for this episode. Just because there's still also a lot to unpack on this side as well. And so I guess the expectations probably helped that it was kind of exactly what I was expecting it to be. But, oh man, first of all, I need to say that table was freaking dope.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was like the sickest thing I've ever seen. Like, I need one of those tables.
For real.
That was insane. Yeah, that's probably my
oh man, part. You could sell those for so much on Etsy.
Oh, someone's going to, guaranteed it.
Be like a $30,000 table.
Seriously, maybe we should try and make it. Come on, guys, we can do that.
Let's get a STL file going, and we can just like have it CNC'd out of wood, and then bada bing, bada boom.
Great.
No, we gotta make it. We gotta make
the engineers handle it.
Straight stone, so we could actually light some fire under there.
Well, it'd be LED. I don't know if we could do actual fire, but
we could do it. We could do it,
dude. That table, I don't have the skills to make that table out of wood.
I mean,
I could make it. I could do some extrusion and subtractions in SolidWorks, and make it out of wood, and then put some LEDs in it, and it would look good. I don't have the ability to do stone.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, but yes, I just need to get that out of the way. That was super dope. The whole giving birth early and miscarrying or is it called a stillbirth? Is that what those are called?
Yes,
I think it's defined as technically both.
Okay, because I wasn't sure what it might be
because the umbilical cord was around the neck.
Yeah, I did see that. Oh man, that was so brutal. That was like, I hated watching that. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, that's the point. But, oh, jeez. Can't imagine. And you could just tell, I don't know. I thought the actress, what's the actress's name? Let's see.
Emma Darcy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, she crushed it. Like the amount of expression and you really felt that she was in agony, but also that she was having to think through how to keep the kingdom from going to war right then.
Yeah.
It was incredible acting. And so like, I don't know. To me, I could like literally see her working through some of this stuff as she's just like screaming her guts out. And I thought that was so impressive. Yeah, so that was definitely another highlight. And yeah, I thought it was really cool to see the two sides and them start, putting the pawns where they think they have support and kind of working through that whole side of thing. And then Damon's ready to go to war and he's kind of getting his strategy cap on and, making the island seem more guarded than it is and all this other stuff. And so I loved all the little things that they threw in there, just in terms of strategy and in the politics. So yeah, I guess I didn't really feel it was slow, but I also really like that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I
I didn't think it was that slow. I also think, for me, it was cool to be able to, because I watched House of the Dragon. When did I see it? I think Wednesday night, because like that's when we got back from our trip. So like I watched it, and then I didn't have to wait as long, which was, I think nice. Obviously, just to not have to wait as long, but just because it was a little more fresh in my mind because we do like this. Basically, it's the same thing is happening, but just from two different side perspectives of like this is Alicent's story and this is Rhaenyra's story. So yeah, it was definitely cool to watch. Like you said, Kyle, I thought it was really interesting. All the scenes of plotting and whatever, that was really cool. I did think it was interesting, and it was kind of telling about Rhaenyra and Daemon's relationship, because I think when they first get married, it's people. I don't know. It felt to me a little like it was like, oh, this is a power couple, like as almost like the Lannisters in a way, where it's like we will do whatever it takes. Like we're united together and we care a lot about each other. And I feel like this episode showed a little more that Rhaenyra is even having to rein in Daemon sometimes, and like, yes, he's very useful at certain stuff, but he's also can be reckless and will start wars and all that kind of stuff. And I guess there wasn't as much there didn't seem to be as much love between them as much as just like this is a marriage because we are two very powerful people and we can become even more powerful together. Also, he like choked her out for a little bit, and that was not very loving of him to do. So I would say just in general, just FYI, don't do that to your wife. Just as
thanks for the
PSA.
notice.
Yeah.
Hey man, some people are into that kind of thing.
Yeah. This time it didn't seem consensual.
Yeah,
so.
I agree there. I think it was just a reminder that because you start to like him again, and it's kind of a reminder that like, hey, he's still not really a good person. Just remember, he's kind of not good.
Yeah, like that. They're all cute and whatever, but also, they're not. He's like you said, he's still insane. So
yeah, he did kill his first wife.
Right.
So, just remember, he's got a pretty bad track record. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. It's pretty. Yeah, I'm just so pumped. I think the only other thing I'm hoping to see is that bigger dragon doesn't necessarily mean better dragon. Is kind of what I'm hoping for. That like, yes, the big dragon, like if you're in a war, that thing's gonna wreck shop. But like, if you got a few dragons fighting each other, like I want to see a smaller dragon being able to maneuver better. And that didn't really like, or just have some sort of they're better in some aspect. Because otherwise it'll get kind of boring where it really is just a hierarchy of whichever dragon is the biggest. And granted, they're both pretty young and probably not very experienced dragon riders. So, I wouldn't necessarily expect that out of what we saw. but just that the bigger dragon was like straight up like way outmaneuvering the smaller dragon, it kind of bothered me a little bit. Like it shouldn't. I don't know. I think that you would think that would matter.
Yeah, I was kind of interested. Like there was part of me, the part of me that was hoping that Jace would get away, was thinking, oh, maybe this is going to be like a, kind of, yeah, you have the bigger dragon, but he's not as maneuverable as mine is. Which I think, like, he definitely was more maneuverable, but like ultimately, I think part of it is maybe if you had like a more experienced dragon rider who Arax was like better bonded with, and because he did, ultimately he did get away, but it sounds like Arax was the one that turned around and decided to attack again. So if he had a better handle on his dragon, he would have gotten away and been able to fly back home and been like, hey, he tried to attack me, like, which I think would already have sent Allison into like, okay, well, yeah, we're going to war. So
yeah, I don't know. It is like, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they develop more on that. Just like the different sizes meaning different things. That's like, yeah, because that I could see being a pretty big disappointment in the future.
Yeah. Well, I think it also, like you said, it would be kind of interesting to see the whole, to see the idea of like, okay, well now we have to fight and scrape to make sure that we have the biggest dragon. And yeah, I think, obviously at some point there's going to be a quality over quantity type thing. Or I guess quantity over quality, where, yeah, they, sure, you have the biggest dragon, but we have 4 dragons to your 1, so we can overwhelm.
Yeah, but in that scene, that giant dragon ripped that thing in half like it was nothing, like literally nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Big dragon go burr.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot more that. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I'm sad it's over.
Don't be sad it's over, Brandon. Be glad that it happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm sad it's over.
Do we know when they're shooting /
2024 is when I think the release date is.
Okay, so they're probably shooting next year sometime.
Yeah, now to next year sometime.
I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think we're supposed to get another like Game of Thrones series.
Oh yeah, Snow.
Between then and like now and then.
Isn't that? I might have just made that up.
I don't know what's next. I know Snow
interesting. I had no idea.
I know Snow is one of the things that's apparently in development.
Oh, like officially?
I don't know. I don't know officially anything. I'm kind of dumb. But like I know that they're wanting to do one with Lord Corlys. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's supposed to get his own TV show from like when he was younger. And I think Lymeria is supposed to get her own show. She's not in this, but she's like, who, wow, I'm blanking. Arya's dog is named after. Arya's direwolf is named after. She was like a fierce dragon rider that I think conquered Valeria. I could be wrong, but.
So I looked it up. According to Collider.com, we have House of the Dragon, and then I think it's still an untitled Jon Snow series. I don't know if it's for sure Snow, but
Finding Snow.
Yeah.
I hope not.
And then The Sea Snake, which is about Lord Corlys, and then 10,000 Ships. Which is about
Lymeria.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Nymeria, where Arya Stark gets named for a direwolf. A Tale of Dunk and Egg, which is
That's
Three novellas written by George R. R. Martin that are set 90 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
So Aegon is the maester at the Night's Watch. That's Egg, and his brother Dunk is the one that he talks about when he's delirious. So that it's based off of him basically turning down the throne and becoming a maester.
Yeah. Then the Golden Empire and untitled animated series. So yeah, we might see some animated stuff. Untitled Flea Bottom series, Slums of King's Landing. We had, remember Sir Davos from Game of Thrones? That's where he's from Flea Bottom, which is like the
well, the kids in the fighting pits, I'm pretty sure, was Flea Bottom as well.
And
oh man, I do not want to see more of that. No, thank you.
Yeah, that was gross.
Oh no.
And then there's Blood Moon, which
that's not coming out. They did.
Is that the one that got canceled?
Yeah, that's the one that got canceled. They did $1 million pilot, and they not even George R. R. Martin has seen it.
Pilot starring.
Dang, it was that bad.
Which HBO opted not to greenlight the series. HBO Chief Content Officer Casey Bloys said that while the pilot wasn't a disaster, it required a lot more invention.
Oh,
so as it is now, it's not coming out. But I guess it sounds like they're not completely closing the door on it coming out sometime in the future.
It's like, to me, it feels similar to like Rings of Power, because Rings of Power is set in like a age that there's not a whole lot written about it. That's well, that's not the reason that they bought that. That was kind of the Tolkien's estate fault, but they're kind of able to like make up a lot more stuff. Whereas the Blood Moon, I believe there's only like literally 3 sentences written about that time period, which is like literally like about the little green people in Game of Thrones, like their origin.
People.
Yeah, remember the little girl that was like, they made the White Walkers by stabbing the guy with dragon glass?
Oh, yeah.
Like that, like it's about them and I think the original White Walkers or something like that. And it's just like so far removed from everything. It's like, there's like nothing written about it, so they can just do whatever they want. So I'd rather the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. I didn't realize there was so much. I guess it's just probably printing money for them now. Like, I guarantee you people are subscribing because of this show. So,
yeah, agreed. Also, Succession is. I haven't watched it, but I've heard amazing things about Succession.
Same.
And me and Kenzie watched. It wasn't The Golden Compass. It was called His Dark Materials, but it's based on The Golden Compass. That show is really good.
Oh, was it actually good? I saw trailers and I was like, not sure how I feel about it.
I mean, yeah, we liked it, but also I really liked Rings of Power. So, you know,
so did a lot of people. A lot of people did.
Yeah. So
you're not in like, I don't think there's a majority. Well, probably a majority of people liked it, honestly.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. They have just all kinds of like documentaries, and I mean, Westworld is on there. Obviously, they're making a new season of Barry. I think that's going to come out soon.
Have you seen The White Lotus?
No, that's another one that I've heard is really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed season 1. Season 2, I think, comes out this month or early next month. So
that's my problem, is that there's so many shows just on like HBO that I'm sure I would love, but we have HBO and Hulu and Netflix, and we try to keep up with all of them. It doesn't really work.
That's why I'm becoming pickier. That's why I'm only watching like the stuff that I know people have recommended is really good.
Yeah.
I have. That's why I'm not watching Rings of Power next time.
The Watchmen series on HBO, I've heard that's really good.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too.
So what are you guys planning on watching next?
Well, The White Lotus. I just kind of shouted that out. I think I I don't remember exactly when it comes out. You know what? I have this powerful tool right in front of me
Right at
called a
your disposal.
computer and Google.
What are you talking about? We're doing this in person.
Oh, right. My bad. I forgot. October 30th. So that's in less than a week.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, I'm really pumped for the new Knives Out movie, which comes out, I think, Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Glass Onion. That's going to be so good. But I don't know. I think we'll see. April and I are watching Love is Blind currently, some trashy Netflix show.
Kenzie's watching that too. And it actually, I don't know. It sounds kind of interesting, but we're already watching Bachelor in Paradise, so I don't really want to.
Yeah, I'm usually like playing a game on my phone or like on my computer doing stuff.
That's when you play chess with me.
Yeah, pretty much. When April's watching stuff like that. But I'm also like, it's that thing where I'm also kind of intrigued. There's some drama. It's intriguing.
Nice. Cassie and I have been watching. We'll continue watching Andor, as I think there's only like 3 more episodes. We started watching the Fixer Upper Castle Edition. I don't know what it's actually called, but that's been fun. I don't know if you guys like Fixer Upper or not.
No, but I do like renovating castles. So,
and this is the show for you.
That one's on HBO too, right?
It's I think it's an HBO original.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They put everything Fixer Upper related.
I thought they were on a different one.
All their original stuff is like from a different network, but I think they have like a deal with HBO.
Oh, interesting.
I could be wrong.
April binges that show when she's sick. That's her sick show. So like whenever she's sick, I see a lot of those episodes. Fixer Upper.
I haven't watched that in like 3 years.
So she hasn't gotten sick in 3 years.
Okay, well, I remember when she was like, she got really sick. I guess maybe it was 3 years ago at this point. Wow. But she was, was it more than 3 years ago? Jeez, guys, we're getting old.
Wait, you haven't been married. You've only been married 3 years.
When I was in the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 years.
Okay. Either way, a while ago. So maybe not recently, but she was like in the hospital and, literally for like, I don't know, 3 days straight, just straight up Fixer Upper nonstop. So
do you guys have shiplap everywhere?
No, we can't afford Fixer Upper stuff.
So yeah, I'm sure there's like movies, but this doesn't seem to be. Oh, I don't know if we've talked about this. This isn't coming out for a while. But guys, I am so excited for the Last of Us TV show.
Oh yeah.
I am like pumped so much for that show. And it's probably going to disappoint me because of how pumped up I am for it. But I'm so excited.
Yeah. I still haven't even played that game, to be honest. It's like I keep meaning to play it, but I still haven't played it because I hear incredible things about it. But
I haven't either. But
I am pumped for the TV show because, well, the reason I haven't played it is because like I get pretty bored with single player games. I don't know why.
Well, isn't it a PlayStation? Like
it's a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can get it on PC now.
Oh, on PC. Okay, I was gonna say I haven't played it because I don't have a PlayStation, and I'm not gonna spend $400 on a new console just to play one game. So
I've low key been thinking about just going and watching somebody play through it, like the no commentary walkthroughs or playthroughs on like YouTube. I've been considering doing that.
You can honestly so YouTube does have they do like only cutscenes, and you can just watch all the cutscenes.
I have seen cuts of that.
Honestly, I'll probably do that.
You could, yeah. But at this point, you might as well not do it and wait for the show, so it's all new. That's probably the better move.
That's true.
Which is where I think I'm leaning. But like when we were in college, like I know people would have let me borrow their PlayStation to play the game. I don't know. I get bored by single player games. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm just so excited. Pedro Pascal is so talented, and I'm so excited to see him in like his own, like him as like the primary character in a TV show. where we
Yeah.
see his face.
I was gonna say.
I did see that that after HBO was on there like canceling a spree and they killed Batgirl and all this other stuff that they just like literally just died overnight. That all the employees were like down, and so they had a screening of the first episode of The Last of Us to like be like, "Hey, we're still doing cool things here, guys."
That's funny.
Yeah, so and apparently it was pretty good. So,
Huh.
but
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. That was like their morale boost. They were
Morale
like,
booster.
We're still doing cool things, we promise.
I am watching. I mean, I'm still watching a few things. Me and Kenzie are still watching *Handmaid's Tale*. That's coming out. It comes out every Tuesday. But right now, it's kind of weird because, like, that's the only weekly show we're watching. I guess that's.
You're not watching Andor?
I am
Just
watching
Handmaid's?
Andor, which I'm just super behind.
Wait, did
on
you
it.
just say that, or did you just say *Handmaid's Tale*? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So me and Kenzie are watching *Handmaid's Tale*. Just me is watching Andor.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
And I'm behind on Andor. I think I've seen first like 2.5 episodes.
It's honestly the best thing Star Wars has done since Rogue One.
Yeah, what I've seen so far, it's really good, and I've heard really good things about it. So
Wait, how long are the episodes?
Like
a half
45
hour.
minutes.
Yeah, 30 to 45.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they all come out. That's a binger right there. What is there?
I
8
think-
episodes?
No, they're on 10 and they're going to 12, I think.
Oh wow.
And they don't feel like filler. It's not like they're like just let's just get 12 episodes out there and just make it work. It all feels very purposeful.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I won't just binge that in a day. That's what I did with what is it, Falcon and the Winter Soldier or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one was okay. I did watch
Yeah.
She-Hulk. I thought it was fun. I think the last episode was genuinely a really good episode of TV. The rest
I've seen all
of
the
season-
spoilers. I've seen all the spoilers.
Yeah.
I've seen the end episode and maybe it would have been better if I'd watched the whole season, but I did not like it.
Well, Brandon, you don't like a lot of things.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched it. I thought it was fun. I mean, I think the show as a whole was still kind of fine. But and then I think I'm gonna watch after I finish Andor. I think I'm gonna watch Daredevil finally because
Wait, you haven't seen Daredevil?
yeah, we've had this conversation a couple times. I feel like
Oh man, I actually watched the first episode again like 2 days ago.
I tried to get Kenzie to watch it, and she doesn't sound she's not all that interested in it. So I'll have to watch it just whenever I have time. But
Wait, have you seen Jessica Jones?
no,
No, I
First
guess probably
season,
not.
the first season's really good.
I love the first season and the last season.
I never saw it after halfway through season 2.
I remember you guys were watching it. I feel like it's funny that I haven't seen it because like we were roommates when Kyle, we were roommates when that was coming out, wasn't it? Or
I don't know.
at
You
least
were never
at
in the
some point.
apartment, so
That's true.
Oh dang!
I was,
I mean, it's not a dig.
Yeah, I
It's
was-
just- this man was at football. So
Yeah,
he
it's
just left. That's what he's saying.
I was doing a lot of
Graduating early, dude. What the heck?
That's true.
Oh, that did happen too.
Sorry, everybody. I do remember I watched all of Sherlock in like a long weekend, and Ray was there like intermittently, and me and Ray watched all of Punisher in like on a Friday. I think it was a Friday.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was like, you guys are still watching that?
I think I watched like the first episode, and he came in like halfway through, and the rest of the day we watched Punisher, and we went to sleep at like 1 a.m. I think, or like 2 maybe, because it was like we started at like I don't know 9 or 10. We watched all however long, 13 hours.
It's a good movie. I just watched that the other day. So what are we gonna do next, guys?
Talk about Black Panther.
Wait, when's that coming out?
November 11th.
Yeah, November 11th. That's right.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I've been so behind on what's out in theaters.
No, it's literally in front of my face. That's how I knew that.
Oh. I just like, I feel like I don't know. This is like the most behind I've ever felt in terms of what's coming out when it's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff coming out.
I need Movie Pass to come back. Come on.
I got an email, I think. Well, didn't you say you got an
Yeah,
email?
I signed up for the initial wave or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. You could do how much was it per month, or did it say?
It didn't say. It said there was going to be like it's going to be like tiers. There's going to be tiers to it.
Do you have a movie theater close to you?
Yeah, I have an AMC and a Marcus.
Okay,
that are probably equally close.
Because I mean, I don't know. It's up to you, but I really like the AMC A-list because like I'm seeing Black Panther, and I'm seeing it in Dolby Digital, and that ticket is normally
that's actually
$19.79, and I'm paying like $22 a month for it.
That's like such a good selling point because I don't remember what movie I saw my first Dolby Digital, with the Atmos.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie I saw first like that, but ever since, man, I have been hooked. I'm like, I can't go back to the regular theater.
Yeah,
I need the fancy one. Oh man, it might have been. Honestly, I think it was A Quiet Place 2. In that movie, it killed it for me. I'm like, I'm never going back.
Yeah, and just like being able to see stuff in IMAX whenever you want, like it's really cool.
That is the downside, though, is the IMAX is at the Marcus that's near me, not the AMC. Yeah. But honestly, I think I'll choose Dolby over IMAX anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So
we could watch Black Adam. I don't know if anybody was interested in that.
I don't know. I heard it's pretty mid, so
yeah. I still kind of want to see it.
We could do Black Panther. I don't know if I was planning on watching it in the theaters.
Black Panther?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've just been burnt out on superhero stuff, if I'm being honest. But I was gonna watch it probably when it came out in Disney, but
in a year and a half.
No, they usually.
Well, we could just do Glass Onion. It's literally like a month from now.
Yeah.
Glass Onion's in December.
I thought it was Thanksgiving.
I'm looking at it right now. It says opening November 23rd.
Oh, well, this article I'm reading is wrong.
At least I think. Maybe.
No, I'm pretty confident
maybe that's the
Thanksgiving.
Maybe it's the releasing.
Yeah, it releases on Netflix a month or a week after. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it says. It says Netflix. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to see that in theaters. So
yeah, I'm also going to see. I want to see Amsterdam. That looks really cool.
I don't even know what that is, man. I'm slacking.
Dude, Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington.
All right, yeah, I'm seeing it.
Cassie!
I don't even need to know. That sounds incredible.
Cassie actually showed me that trailer the other day. Honestly, I'd be down for that. That comes out in like
it's already
2
out.
weeks, right?
No,
is
it's
it already out?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this article I'm reading is so wrong.
When was it from?
I don't.
My app is saying it released on October 7th.
This article was written October 18th. What?
I don't know. It might have been like first release, like premiered or whatever. But yeah, I think it officially came out like last week.
Amsterdam, November 4th is what this article says. Anyway, that's weird. I don't know. It's Yahoo Life. That's what you get.
Holy cow! This stack or this cast is.
Oh
stacked.
Yeah, dude.
All right, guys, I'm down for doing that next.
What the heck? Zoe Saldana, Rami Malek, Taylor Swift, Mike Myers, Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yep.
What the heck? How have I not heard about this movie? That's when you know I'm slacking.
All right, so I'm down for that.
Sweet.
Don't know when, but at some point.
Eventually.
Wait, is that like a whodunit?
I think it kind of is.
No.
It literally says, let the love, murder, and conspiracy begin.
Actually, yeah, it might be.
I think I don't know if it's as much of a whodunit, but I think it's like a...
They were framed.
Yeah, they were framed, or like they found themselves in a bad...
precarious situation.
Wait, is this based on a true story?
I think
so.
I vaguely remember the trailers being like, more of this is true than you would believe, or something.
Okay, well, that could be like 15%. So, like,
Oh, I also want to see Babylon. That's coming out. I think.
Anyone
that's
else want to
later.
see Lyle Crocodile?
Not particularly.
The heck?
It's a musical, dude, about a singing crocodile.
I keep seeing
it
that.
It is an interesting trailer that I highly recommend watching and then never watching the movie.
Really? That's funny. I keep seeing it on my app. It's always like the third one down. So
I think we just need to go see a scary Halloween movie and make Brandon sit through it. I think that would be some good content.
I don't know about that.
This is not cool, dude.
No. We keep seeing ads for Smile, and I keep
I hated that. Yeah.
No.
Oh, come on, it'd be some good content.
Yeah, just make Brandon do it.
Do it for the
I'm
solo.
I'll be sick. I'll be sick that day. I can't record.
Jeez, you guys, you're mean to me. So mean. Getting bullied. This is the definition of cyberbullying, right?
No.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's your opinion,
it is. So, all right, I got to get going. And this was a long episode.
Yes.
And most of us were just talking about other films towards the end, last 10 to 15 minutes. But it's good. It's good to get that out. And I am looking forward to doing Amsterdam. And we should end this episode by saying our name. And I don't know. Do you think? Oh, yeah. I got it. All right. Let's end this episode by saying our name and if you think Avatar 2 is going to be a good or bad movie.
Oh.
Dang, that's a good one.
Yeah. My name's Davis, and I think Avatar 2 is going to be a good movie.
Surprise, surprise.
All right, my name's Kyle, and okay, can I just go like straight down the middle? Like,
sure.
It's going to be okay.
I think it's going to be okay. I think the first one was incredible because of how gorgeous it was, and it was pretty. I don't know. I think it made a lot of the technology, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it again. So hopefully the story's good.
I think that it's going to look great. Oh,
What's
I'm
your
sorry.
name?
My name's Brandon.
Yeah, who's this guy? What?
Who is this guy? My name is Brandon, and I think it's going to look so good, but I don't think that's going to be able to make it what it was for the first one. And I think the story is going to kind of be lackluster, and I think it's just going to be eye candy.
I mean, that's what the first one was, and
I know,
Yeah, kind of.
but I don't think you can. I don't think you can replicate eye candy level success like the first one did.
That's true, because the first one came out in whatever it was, like 20. Was that like 2009 or something?
It was over a decade ago. Yeah.
Well, it was also like the 3D aspect too that like actually made it look pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
not a lot of movies. There's like very few that actually with 3D looked really good. So
Yeah.
We time out, dude. Megamind. That was great in 3D.
dude, I love Megamind.
So, all right, guys. It's been fun. It's been good having all three of us back.
True.
We got ourselves together for the very last episode.
Yeah. All right. Peace out.
See ya.
Bye.